What's going on, guys? Polverized here, and today I'm going to show you the MSBS. I'm using a muzzle brake and a thermal sight, and I'd like to crack a joke real fast and just say I can completely understand why they call it the MSBS. Because as you're about to see right here, I one burst everything that's within a certain range. It's no challenge whatsoever. I see why this was one of the first things they banned in UMG and MLG. It's ridiculous, and the stats on it are they're obscene. I'm using the muzzle brake to show how lethal this gun can actually be at range, because the range on this gun is a little bit lower than your normal assault rifle, but I will get into that later. I use the thermal sight because I found that a lot of people don't run on incognito. And on a personal note, you're going to start seeing me assault rifle things a little slower, play maybe a little bit more campy, because as everybody knows who keeps on the competitive scene, they're banning things left and right, and I'm going to be doing an episode on what will they ban next very soon, probably within a week of the release of this. And they banned Stalker, and Stalker was one of my hands down favorite perks, but you know, gotta do what I gotta do, moving on, this assault rifle, it deals a maximum of 55 damage and a minimum of 20 damage. Now, what that means is it's not per burst. That's not true. It is per bullet. I have found that anybody who's used this gun within the drop-off start range, which is 22 meters, you will only really need 2 bullets to kill somebody. I'm sure you've seen it in kill cams. 2 bullets. Sometimes that third bullet doesn't even leave the gun before the guy's dead. Its drop-off and damage is 53 meters. Its fire rate is pretty standard for a burst. It's a 448 rounds per minute. Its magazine size is 30, which I think is pretty good for a burst fire gun, and its start ammo is 90. Its headshot multiplier is a 1.4 times damage dealt. Its aim down sight speed is 0.3 seconds, and both of those facts are pretty standard for all assault rifles, from what I've seen so far anyway in my testing. Now, the penetration they say on this is average or medium. I don't believe that. I actually think the penetration on this rifle is a little higher, as you're going to see later on in the video. Right now, I'm on top of the pawn shop, and right where I'm running now, later on, a guy is back here, and I burst fire twice through the wall. I only get 2, maybe 3 sets of hit markers, and I headshot him. So carrying through the damage and with the multipliers, I don't have numbers to back it up, but it seems like it's a lot higher than a moderate damage. It seems more like maybe above average or above moderate, if you want to call it that. It doesn't have that much kick, but I always, with the exception of this video here, I will run a foregrip on most assault rifles. This one, though, because it's burst fire, I tend to stay away from a grip if it's burst fire, because I feel that recoil is a lot more controllable. The reload speeds are not too terrible. The reload from empty is 3.03 seconds, and that's kind of atrocious in my book. If you have 1 or 2 bullets left, you're looking at about a 2.6 second reload, almost 2.5 seconds. But with a reload cancel, it's a 1.6 second reload, and that's ridiculous as well. Now, when it comes to bullets to kill for this gun, keep in mind you're using a burst fire weapon, so you're dealing that 55 3 times if you hit them, even though you only need to do it twice. At about 26 yards, maybe a little bit more, you're going to kill them with 2 bullets, which pretty much makes sense. Then once you hit around the 30-yard mark, you're going to start to go up to about 3. And then finally, all the way at the end of the scale, it's going to take about 4 bullets. So you're only really hitting people with 2 bursts at maximum range. And that's even if you hit them with the full first burst and maybe like half of the second. You're still going to deal a lot of damage, especially if they're moving towards you or you're moving towards them. Now, next up is the dynamic aspects of the map Octane. And as you can see, everyone knows that if you shoot the gas station, it explodes, but I found if you cook a grenade and throw it from the spawn, you'll get a double kill quite often. Now, the next part is these 2 walls right here. And actually, anything that has this ghost emblem on it, you can blow up and use as a line of sight in cover. There are doors and a few other maps where you could do this as well. You could also throw C4 or an IED up here and shoot it, and it would also take out the wall, killing anybody having cover behind it. Now, the next part is something that I find a lot of people don't understand, that you could actually blow up the back doors and the front doors of this trailer, and there's always a care package inside. Sometimes it's something good. In this case, we have a ground jammer, which is not too bad, something to save and hold on to, and blow up the other side, and you're right back into the action. Well, that's going to do it for the MSBS A to Z. I hope you learned how overpowered this gun is. I can see why they banned it, like I said before. And I hope they patch it pretty quick, because I like the burst rifles. There's not that many of them, and since they also banned burst and semi-auto attachments in MLG and UMG play, unknown if it's going to be banned in Clan Wars at this time, it was really the only decent rifle to use, but it does need a fix pretty badly. I will definitely admit that. Well, if you liked what you saw, subscribe, share, like, leave me some comments below, and I hope to see you next time. See you later.